Howdy, friends, and welcome to the very first ever episode of the Dallas Cowboys is Going to the Super Bowl podcast, starring everybody's favorite Cowboy fans, Skeeter and Dwayne Mulettes.
Hey, everybody, this here is Skeeter Mulettes.
And this here Dwayne Mulettes.
We'd like to welcome y'all to the very first episode of the Dallas Cowboys is Going to the Super Bowl podcast.
Come on, Skeeter, didn't the announcer just say that? I mean, you wasting time.
God dang
I ain't
it,
got
Dwayne.
all
We
day
just
to be
done
sitting here with
started.
you.
You was already crying about
No,
something.
I'm just saying that what y'all got there is what you call redundant.
Oh,
it
come
just
on,
repeats
Dwayne,
stuff.
you're
It
just
wastes
so
time.
goddamn stupid. All right, now look at here. We're here to do our first episode of the Dallas Cowboys is Going to the Super Bowl podcast, so why don't you go on ahead and tell us what's our first topic here today, Dwayne?
Well, Skeeter, our first topic today is that the goddamn Dallas Cowboys is going to win the Super Bowl, baby.
Oh, hell yeah, Dwayne, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Super Bowl, baby! Oh, hell yeah! Hey, lose the game in here!
Hell yeah, there it was.
Oh, damn,
It was,
Dwayne,
Skeeter.
that was some fun. Now,
Oh,
what
yeah,
we
it
got
was.
up next here on the big
Well,
show?
Skeeter, that's all I got for today. You got anything?
Oh, we done talked about everything that I had. All right, then, until next time, this is Skeeter Mulettes.
And this here Dwayne Mulettes.
We'll see y'all again on the Dallas Cowboys is Gonna Win the Super Bowl podcast.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington football podcast by fans for fans. With your hosts, Jesse Martin,
You want to play rough? Okay. Say hello to my little friend.
John Taylor,
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
and Keith Gray.
The king, your majesty.
And now here's your host, Jesse Martin.
What is going on? Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast. It is Friday, August 27th, and we're back for episode number 36. I'm your host, Jesse Martin. Here with me, as always, is John Taman and Keith Gray. What's going on, fellas?
Hoping my microphone works.
It's working. It's just a little low.
Oh, well, I guess I should get closer.
There you go.
You should turn it up because it's very low.
Keith, what's going on, my man?
You know, the usual. Finally, this Monday, my house will be officially finished.
Good.
Yeah.
That's got to be some stress relief off you, because you've definitely been killing it for the past couple of months, man. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. No more stress. Everything's coming together. Like I said, after this weekend, actually definitely by Monday, we'll be done. So thank God, man.
Awesome.
8 months of living unnormal was not normal.
Cool.
I don't know. I've been doing it for 50 some odd years.
What have you been doing, John?
Living unnormal. I think living unnormal is a lot better than living normal.
There you go. There you go. With us, we have a very, very special guest all the way from across the pond, Andy Burrows from the DC Tweet Team podcast. Andy, thank you for joining us. How you doing, buddy?
I am good, Jesse. How are you guys? As always, it is a pleasure to come on and chop it up with you. It's been a while since me and Keith abused each other, so let's get to it.
Yes, abuse Keith away. You know, just do whatever you can just to abuse the hell out of him, and we'll have a good show.
Notices he said that when I walked away.
Yes,
He's the ambassador.
Really scared. I can't insult the ambassador. Sorry, sir.
Hey, I don't know if I told you, but I know Jason, right?
I just wanted to confirm that's why I'm here. Really, just wanted to see the man who knows the man. Woo!
Well, there you go. I'm glad
we
you're here.
we got to make Keith a T-shirt that says "I know" on the front, and then Jason.
Yeah,
Wright.
picture with Jason, right?
Yeah,
surely that's got to be. That's the Twitter profile I've ever seen.
I don't even talk about it anymore because of Andy.
You can't. It's the only shtick I've got left on Twitter.
Anyways. All right. Well, let's get to the headlines of the Washington football team. And one in particular that came out today that really kind of rocked some of the Washington football fans. This guy, Nick Wright from FS1. I think this show is First Things First. And I think we got some audio of it. John, we got it up?
It's not just that their quarterback room is Heineke and Fitzpatrick. It's that their skill position, all the rooms, running backs, tight ends, receivers, it's bottom 2 in the NFL. Logan Thomas is their number 1 tight end. That ain't great. Terry McLaurin is fine, I guess. But then it's Curtis Samuels and McLaurin's wild. If we're ranking number 1 receivers, good. Does McLaurin come in the top 15? Does he come in the top 15 for number 1 receivers? No. So he can't be that good if he's.
Okay. So that's a lot to take in. For one, bottom 2 in the NFL. That is some bullshit if I've ever heard before in my life. John, you were going to say something?
I say it's ridiculous. This guy has never watched a game in his life, but it's clear and it's obvious. Bottom 2 in the league. Dude, I tell you what, if I was with ESPN, now I know they're supposed to give hot takes so that they can take people like us that are on podcasts and get us to bitching about them and talking about them. But if I was a guy from ESPN, I would say, I'm sorry, but you are just too fucking stupid. And this is a network that employs Stephen A. Smith and used to have Skip fucking Bayless. So
I think it's FS1. I think it's Fox
very
Sports. I think it's Fox Sports. But no, you're absolutely right.
Fox Sports?
Yeah.
I thought that was First Take. Is that ESPN?
It's First Things First. It's a show called First Things First. It's just like First Take. But what's not shown, because it was just the audio, is the other people that was there was looking at him like he was a fucking moron. And I think
because he is.
Yeah. Look, man, Terry McLaurin alone is a top 12 receiver. Absolutely. Possibly even top 10 now that he has a good quarterback, or I shouldn't say good quarterback, a quarterback that will actually get him the ball. Andy, what is your take on this?
Clickbait gets people like us talking. I mean, how can Logan Thomas, turned a quarterback now.
He was a top 10. He was a top 10 tight end last year.
Top 10 tight end. Terry McLaurin, come out of nowhere. How he wasn't in that. I saw the top whatever it was on the NFL Network the other day, and I was absolutely disgusted.
He wasn't even in there.
Wasn't even in there. So I don't know, Jesse. I mean, you can't, like we've said many times, and we've said it. You've said it. All the podcasts have said it. They'd love to. I think all the networks love to dig at Washington. They can't talk to us about our name anymore because we're not called the former name anymore. So they kind of guys about that. Touchwood, there hasn't really been any scandal in the last couple of months. Now we've got Tanya Snyder running things. So they're probably thinking, I know what we can do. How the hell can we stir shit up here and just mention things about Washington that aren't really relevant? And bottom 2 in the NFL. Jesus, we're not even going to be in like the bottom 2 in our division. We're not even the worst team in our division. So to say we're the worst team in the second at the top, bottom 2 in the entire NFL,
it's crazy.
It's just bullshit, really. If I'm honest,
it's utter bullshit. And by the way, we have had scandal. I can tell you right now that we know of a team ambassador that gives strippers too much money and other things.
Keith, what's your take on this bullshit?
So first things first, I don't take anyone seriously when they say Curtis Samuels. Okay. That's not his last name. It's Samuel. Okay. Number two, these guys in the media, they're paid trolls, right? They're wannabe Skip Baylesses. Skip Bayless is probably the number 1 troll on national television. Okay.
He gets paid millions.
How many times, and this is not even football related, but if you watch his shows from First Take to FS1, how many times has this guy flipped to babyface to heel when it comes to LeBron James?
Oh, yeah.
So this guy gets paid, this guy that we're talking about here, what's his name?
Nick Wright.
I don't even know.
Yeah, Nick Wright.
I don't even know. And
he looks like Tom Green.
Well, and that there, I've never even heard of this guy. So that right there just tells me, again, these people get paid to talk a bunch of nonsense, right? To get people talking like us on podcasts. So this guy is a wannabe troll. That's all he's doing, is he's creating conversation. I actually applaud him for it, to be honest with you, because it's something that I would do. You pay me a lot of money, I'm getting on TV and I'm talking shit. That's just the way that it is.
I'd applaud him if he had a better beard, but that thing looks ridiculous.
Well, so does mine. I mean, look at the gray here, and then there's gray here, and like if it's going to be gray, just be gray. Like, just be gray all the way around. But, again, that's my point. I don't take anything that these guys say and hold any stock to it. Unless you take a look at the few professionals that we all agree to trust, which the majority of us usually only trust a certain few, that when they actually give their analysis on team and the players, we tend to listen, whether it be positive, whether it be negative, we tend to agree with the real ones. These guys here are just getting paid to say a bunch of nonsense. I will say, though, I do think a lot of people hold Terry McLaurin a little too high, in my opinion. Okay. Really? He is a good receiver. Top 12. Listen, I don't think we're there yet. I don't think we're there yet. I think that he's getting catches. He's getting yardage. Is he a good player? Is he going to be a great player? Yes, I believe so. But I believe that, again, we need to temper Hall of Fame status here, by giving him top 12. I want to see more production. I want to see more touchdowns. When I say more production, I mean more scoring, right? That comes along with getting the yards as well, and the catches, and the yards after catch.
Having a regular quarterback instead of having 3 in one season.
No. You guys didn't let me finish. I said I was going to say that does mean it comes with a quarterback that can get him the ball.
Or could throw it 10 yards down.
Has Terry McLaurin made great usage of his time since he's been in Washington? Yes, he's probably one of the first rookie receivers that actually came out being successful.
If you think about it, he had 1,087 yards last year with the quarterback play that he has. So I'm putting that in perspective when it comes to Terry McLaurin. And seeing that now that we have a quarterback that's not afraid to take those shots downfield to him, and he is going to be our downfield receiver. I mean, he's got blazing speed. He's got smoothest route running that I've seen in any of these young receivers that are coming out right now. And it's been said, it's been said by some of the top cornerbacks that he is one difficult son of a bitch to fucking cover. Plain and simple.
I mean, they're not doing it very well.
I know 3 slots. When you say top 12 and I say top 15, I know 3 slots isn't a big deal. Is he a top 15 receiver? Yes, there's a debate for that.
I'll tell you what.
Top 10?
I'll tell you
it's close. He's getting there. He could be there this year.
Yeah,
he could be there.
I think he could be this year.
Let's move on to Logan Thomas just real quick, since he did bring up Logan Thomas. And yes, he was a quarterback. Okay. But he even with the quarterback play that we had last year, he balled out, and you would expect, and there's not many top flight tight ends in the league. You can name them on 2 hands, but I think he's going to be top 10. And how can you say that he's not that good?
Easy, because he only had the one good year so far. So he hasn't really proved himself, so to speak. But if he has another good season, you're not going to hear talk like that from national media. Same thing, he goes into the 3rd year and he's balling out. He's going to be known as, a top 10, top 5, type tight end. But we're not there yet. Again, these guys are so young. They really haven't developed their status in the NFL. I mean, honestly, let's face it. When Logan Thomas was brought in as a tight end, we didn't even give him a chance.
Our fan base is known to be stupid.
Right. Well, and listen, we all were stupid. There was all of us who were like, who's this guy? Who's this guy? This guy, like, what are we doing here? There was a lot of people that, were against him. And then all of a sudden, after last year, you started seeing all these apology letters, coming out. So it is what it is. Like, I don't think the guy was far off base at what he was saying. I just think that in order to no, listen, I'm not going into detail on that. What I'm saying is in order to shut these people up, we have to show consistency. I'm not going to sit here and praise Logan Thomas because he had a great season. I need to see that same production going into year 2, year 3, as far as him, being on the football team. So the football team, Jesus Christ.
We sit here and praise Chase Young.
That's true.
His contribution to the team,
because he's good.
And so is Logan Thomas.
One thing, you're right.
If you look at Logan Thomas's contribution to the team, 72 receptions, 670 yards, 6 touchdowns in his first.
I don't disagree with it, but he didn't come out of college.
Yeah, but he come out of being a quarterback and turned into a tight end. But we don't give him the same credit that we give Chase Young.
One thing
with the Lions, and nobody looks good.
One thing that I will say, kind of to your point, Andy, is that we've seen it in preseason with Logan Thomas already. He's getting open. He's making big catches. So I think
I do think we're going to see the same production out of him.
It is just preseason, but it seems like he's still on that same trajectory going up. And we're going to he's going to be a top 10 tight end. I drafted him in one of my fantasy leagues. I have no qualms about it. Yeah.
Logan Thomas is definitely going to get you the yards. Yeah. I mean, there's just no question about it. Now, does he get a lot of scores? I don't think he's going to be a heavy scoring tight end, but
you might be right, because we have other weapons besides McLaurin and
Thomas now. Football. They won't focus on Thomas as much. I said this many times. I spoke to a few people that now we've got these options at wide receiver.
I think Thomas will have a lot of yards. I think Samuel, Thomas, and McLaurin are all. I think McLaurin will top 1,000, but I think Samuel and Thomas are both going to be in the 800-900 range.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
You know,
in terms of the long face guy from an ESPN that says we're the bottom two, which means there's maybe one team worse than us on offense. What he's saying there when he brings Logan Thomas up is he's saying that there are at least freaking 20 tight ends that I guarantee you that have less in the tank and less on paper than Logan Thomas has, and on video than Logan Thomas has, that he's putting ahead of him. That's my point.
I do think that this season, though, and again, I could be wrong, but in my opinion, I do think this season we are going to struggle scoring. I think that a lot of the games that we're going to be in are close games. They're going to be nail biters. They always are. We don't have an offense, I believe, yet until I see this new offense on the field that we're, going to be scoring more consistently than we have been in the past. So
I'm not necessarily worried about that just yet. I see your point, though. I understand some people's questions about that. Last point on the Nick Wright comments. As Keith pointed out earlier, or maybe it was Andy that pointed out that he's just saying it, just to kind of kick a dead horse or whatnot. But lately, and this kind of goes to his co-hosts, the way that they were looking, and we've been hearing praise about this offense, and this goes
from who?
From
about its
everywhere.
Potential.
Definitely not from Washington.
About the potential of this team and of this offense.
Just for preseason.
This goes a whole bunch of analysts on ESPN, NFL Network. You hear they are saying that this could be the fastest offense out there. There's tons of people that's been saying that. And then to hear this guy, it was kind of like a shock factor to fans. Anyway, that was the last point.
Because that's what he gets paid to do.
Yeah,
I think we need to prove it, though. I think
we do. We do need to prove it.
Keith said, he thinks we might struggle on offense, and we kind of touched this in our show the other day. I kind of bottom two. I don't agree necessarily that we'll struggle, but I think what it pains me to say it, but I actually agree with Keith. I mean, we need to prove we've got all these options now. Sure. We need to prove that we can put all the pieces together. There's no point having these great players. I say great, probably great's the wrong word. Having these good players, and Terry McLaurin, in my opinion, will be great if we can't put the pieces together. And like Jesse, we spoke before we started recording about Ryan Fitzpatrick being the bookmaker's favorite to throw the most interceptions in the NFL this season. There's lots of pieces that have to come together for us to shut these people up, because if Fitzpatrick throws 3 interceptions in the first 2 quarters of the first game, and then he does the second game, these people on these shows, they're going to lap that up. They're going to be, hey, I told you, look at Washington, blah, blah. So I kind of get what Keith's saying there. We need to put everything that's on paper, because potentially we're very, very good, and we should quote unquote win a division, but it's on paper.
But
I need some production in the first half. That's what I want to see. If we can, we sleptwalked through the first half of almost every game last year. If we can come out and put up a touchdown or even 2 touchdowns in the first half of our games, this team should do all right. We're built on defense.
Listen,
down.
I'm going to
go. That goes back not just last year, but in a couple years past. That as well.
Yeah.
We were always playing from behind, and was very tough sledding when it came to scoring in the first halves.
And I still think that people are putting way too much high stock on Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick was a journeyman his whole career. I don't understand the love for this guy. I don't hate him.
not necessarily love. We know Fitzpatrick is not going to take us to the Super Bowl.
There's always love.
We understand that, and if you think that's the case, then you severely need to get your head checked, because there's something.
I think people have seen wide receiver options, gunslinger, put 2 and 2 together, got 28. And
he's going to be fun. He's going to be.
We haven't had a quarterback in recent years to get anybody excited.
The last quarterback we had like this was probably RG3, when we thought, you know what, he can open up an offense there. Scott Turner now can open up an offensive playbook to this guy. You couldn't do that with Alex Smith or Dwayne Haskins, or I still don't think you can do it with Kyle Allen. Heineke we don't know about. So I think that, like Jesse says, we're going to be entertained. Now, whether that leads to good things or bad things, I think you're going to get a bit of both. I think you need to perform in first quarters and second quarters, like John says. Too many times. You go back to, I don't know, like we said, last season we done it. Jay Gruden 2018, we played the Philadelphia Eagles first game. We smashed them in the first half, come out second half, and we lost the game. We need to
put the pedal to the metal.
Put it together for 4 quarters.
Yeah,
100%.
And look, to kind of segue,
10, 14 points in the first half, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
The segue off of Andy's comments, the NBC Sports Washington put out an article that the bookmakers in Vegas are saying that the best bet for Fitzpatrick to lead the league in interceptions. How do we feel about that? And Vegas, the boys, they are, they're right. I mean, do you think that's possible?
Vegas makes bets and makes proclamations like this based on how much action that they can probably get. And considering that most of the country, other than us, believes the same thing that long-faced bastard on ESPN that we listened to earlier believes, then they're going to put that out there because they're going to get a lot of people to jump on it.
Yeah.
Sure. It could happen, though. Going back to
Keith's
point earlier,
it could happen.
We do play a Joe Barry defense.
We want him to do well, but it potentially, and people might jump on me for saying this, it potentially could happen because you've only got to look at his whole history of every team he's played for in the NFL, and let's be honest, he's nearly played for all of them.
I do. I do think this is the most well-rounded. Not saying like it has the best talent, but well-rounded, like offense and defense that Fitz has played on. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully, knock on wood.
But again,
he's gonna
looking ahead, but then looking ahead into the future. So we have that with 1 year with him, and then we draft a rookie. Then what? We're gonna go backwards.
Possibly 2 years, depending upon how the season goes.
There's a lot
on the line this season, and you're right.
2 years, Fitzpatrick's not taking us to the Super Bowl.
No,
so I just don't see it happening.
But what could happen if he has a decent year? Say we win the division again, we make the wild cards, and maybe win a game. Okay, we draft a quarterback next year. Fitzpatrick sticks around, mentors that quarterback. There you go. I mean, there's a lot of stuff at play.
So Fitzpatrick's going to play another Tua situation because that's what's going to end up happening.
Maybe
Fitzpatrick's at the end of his career.
I don't think he does.
Regardless, he's not going to find a starting spot probably anywhere else.
He literally said if no one would have called him, he would have retired.
Sure, yeah. That's
what I had actually heard that he did retire before we signed him. When we signed him, I thought it was a joke because I thought, hey, he signed his retirement papers, but I guess I was wrong.
Anyways.
Right place, right time. Washington needed someone. He was there.
Yeah.
Right. They make these bets. They put these bets out there, and you got Sam Darnold starting in Carolina. Dude, that guy is good for nothing. All right, that dude is he's a paper bag.
So many don't get me fans wanted Darnold to come here too. Go ahead, Keith.
How many first and second year quarterbacks are starting this year? Like 8 second year quarterbacks, bunches of them.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I mean, Fitzpatrick obviously is a huge upgrade and better option than what we had running for us last year.
And I think that goes to your point. You say why people all are in love with Fitzpatrick is because he's an upgrade. Than what we had last year.
3 years ago, they all clowned the guy.
Sure.
So all of a sudden,
I did too. Fitzpatrick's coming in the game. We got this.
Absolutely.
And when he did, he almost came back and beat our ass.
Yeah, guy grows a beard. Guy grows a beard, and he's cool on press conferences. And all of a sudden, he's got swag, and he's the cool guy. I mean, it's just unbelievably how people mix.
We say the same about
personalities, though. But we do this all the time. We mix personalities with the player on the field, and sometimes those two don't match up.
You're right. Absolutely right, Keith.
We say the
I'd
same
hang
about
out with him.
ambassadors with a new haircut and a nice beard.
Did you notice? Did
Did I
Andy,
tell
how he is
anyone that
now-
I know Jason Wright?
Did you notice how he is now
Keith knows
asking
Jason
himself
Wright.
questions and answering them? This is the
Yeah,
way
he's the
politicians
fourth.
do it.
He's like the fourth person now. He's like,
That's
you know,
right.
this,
He answers a question by asking himself a question and then answering that.
he's gone beyond us. We are not
There
worthy.
you go. Yeah, we're not worthy
you.
for Keith. All right, let's move on. We got a game tomorrow. Going up against the Baltimore Ravens, who are 19-0 the past few years in the preseason. And
I'm impressed. I'm
that
very impressed.
that I guess that's an impressive record. I mean, it's
Hey, look, I took a
preseason.
poll on Twitter the other day that said that I which is more impressive, I cut a toenail that was an exact crescent shape. It was perfect. Or the fact that the Ravens have won 19 preseason games in a row and the crescent shaped toenail won by a landslide. Everybody
Nice.
thought that was more impressive. And I really thought I should have kept it and took a picture of it. But
Nice. Andy, I want to start with you. Who needs to show out in this preseason game?
Hopkins needs another good game.
And we heard some, not to interrupt you, but we did hear some in practice. What was it yesterday that he did miss a few makeable, 30, 35 yard field goals too. So you're absolutely right about that.
Of course he missed a few. He's shit. But
to be fair, a couple of people honked their horn way out on the highway about a half a mile away.
yeah.
Probably distracted.
Antonio Gibson needs more reps, I'd say. Coming back from injury, I want to see a lot more of the ones. I mean, I had this conversation with someone yesterday who's an NFL fan, but also a UK football fan, and they never understand why the NFL players, like so what you guys call the ones, we call the first team. We have first team and reserves over here. Why they hardly ever play preseason. I mean, they're like, I get the whole injury thing, but it always baffles people over here how NFL players come game one sometimes don't look game ready, and that's because they hardly fucking play any preseason games. You can have all the practice games you want, and you can have all the scrimmages that you want, but you lead over to a preseason soccer game over here. I can guarantee you, my team, Tottenham Hotspur, the first team, will play a whole 90-minute game pretty much to get minutes in their legs. And in the NFL, it doesn't really happen. So I want to see all the ones get as many reps as they can. I want the offense to click. I mean, kind of like we said earlier, what Keith brought up, haven't really clicked. I want to see Fitzpatrick throw a touchdown. It'd be nice.
Yeah,
it would be nice. So that's quite, that is quite worrying. I mean, I know people only say it's preseason. Let's not worry about it. We'll be fine come week one. I've said this many times. We're playing a very, very good team come week one. A very good team. If people thinking we're just going to rock up to FedEx,
who has not played at all in the preseason with their big players.
Right. Yeah.
So that kind of goes off your point. Not
it does interrupt you. It does go.
That's in the plus side
point of view.
Yeah,
that's on the plus side for us. That's on the plus side for us.
Herbert's a second-year quarterback. The dude's had 1 year, and he's not going to play at all the preseason and have to face our defensive line.
Exactly. So that comes back to my point. How can you go an entire preseason and not give your ones that many reps? It's never seemed to have. I get injuries. I know people come on to me. Oh,
that's
why you stupid Englishman. You don't know about injuries. Well, a soccer player could go and get injured playing, our £100 million player that's just signed for Man City could go and get injured in a preseason game. Anyone can get injured.
£100 million. That's heavy as shit. If he falls over, he's going to at least break a hip.
I think from lack of play can cause injuries too.
We need more reps.
Back in the good old days, even listening to Brian Mitchell and all them, they played, they practiced hard, they hit hard. Nowadays,
Doc Walker says it all the time. He goes, hated sitting out preseason. He's like, I want to play. I need to get these minutes. My legs,
body's ready.
I need to get the reps done. Otherwise, come week one, my body's like, Jesus fucking Christ, what is this? It's like getting hit by a train. So I want to see the ones play as much as they can tomorrow night. We've got 2 weeks after this game to build up for week one. So I want them to see them play a quarter and maybe most of the second quarter just to get minutes in their legs. Just so we're ready for week one. I mean, you can get injured at any fucking time. Just play.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to play at all. I want them to. I think they need to. I just don't think they're going. They might come out for a series. They need to dress and come out for a series. But I just the way Ron Rivera had been talking lately, it just doesn't seem like they're going. And a lot of the first teamers, like Ryan Fitzpatrick, didn't even practice yesterday. I think Heineke and Kyle Allen had most of the reps, so we're still going to see a lot of him. Keith, what do you want to see on game day tomorrow? Who needs do you have anybody in particular that you need to see get a lot of reps and good reps if they want to make this team?
I don't have anyone in particular, but I have a group of wide receivers that do, because there's a lot of questions that we have. There's a lot of talk out there that there could be, potentially keep 7. I don't think it happens. I think you keep 6. People tend to forget that Gibson can catch the ball. It's one of the reasons probably why he was drafted, because he was
a wide receiver in college.
Correct. So I think 7 is too much. I think that people are putting too much stock in the wide receiving core that we do have to make you feel like we're stacked in those roles. Hey, were those guys making great plays? Yeah, during preseason. Sure they were. I think that's going to be the hardest decision making, in my opinion, when it comes to this roster. So I don't have anyone in particular. I just think that there's going to be some heavy questions in the receivers. I mean, who are we keeping? Are we keeping AGG? Are we keeping, some of these other guys? So that'll be interesting to see. And I honestly believe, depending on their production, you see some of these guys that are balling out tomorrow night that are definitely going to get way more time than the ones. Those are the guys that are going to be making the team.
Or are on the bubble.
Or that are on the bubble. But, right, 100%. But
really on the cusp.
Right. But I think that, they're on the bubble now, so they're going to be playing a lot, so they have the fairest opportunity to show what they can do. Right. I only think that you're going to see a series out of the ones. There might be a mix of 2s and 3s in with the ones. I don't think everyone is going to play. Again, I think tomorrow night's game is basically evaluation day for, the team. And, that's the way it's going to be, moving forward. So I think you have way more questions as far as who you're keeping on wide receiver than you do anything else.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you on that one, John.
Well, I'll tell you what. One question I did have is that they cut Tamarick Hemingway this week, but I didn't notice if they cut his dick too. So does that count as just one player or 2?
God.
Right. Because if Tamarick Hemingway's dick is still on the team, I want to see if he can make a block.
That wasn't me that said that. I'm so sorry, Hog Farmer Chris.
Oh,
please forgive me.
I'm not sorry at all. All right. So, look, the number 2 tight end, I am interested to see how that works out, because I want to see a little more out of Sammis Reyes. I want to see Bates and Ricky Seals-Jones, because even though it doesn't seem like a very big battle, it is. One of those guys got to go. So we'll see what it is. Ricky Seals-Jones has done all right. Bates has done all right. Sammis Reyes has done all right. Tamarick Hemingway, honestly, it was awful. I want to watch what happens with Cam Sims. AGG and Dax Milne are right up on his ass, I think. I think those are your 5, 6, 7, and see how it sorts out. I had a nice long discussion this week with a couple of people about Cam Sims, and man, we just love our preseason heroes from 4 years ago. And they want to tell me, he was undrafted, and I'm like, no, yeah, he was undrafted then. Now he's a 4th-year vet. Step the hell up, man. Stop being so inconsistent. So I want to see that.
Do you remember the guy on the Cam Sims point that said that Cam Sims almost alone beat Tom Brady?
He had a good game last. He had like 7 catches for like 100 and some odd yards.
He actually tweeted, and I retweeted. I was like, "Did you really just fucking say this?"
The thing about Cam Sims, though, is that he trades a good one for a bad one, man. He'll have something like that, and then he'll have.
But his bad ones are bad. I mean, cost us points or turns over the ball.
He's my surprise cut.
It wouldn't shock me at all. I think they could probably let Dax Milne slide onto the practice squad and stay there for a while. Now, I'm curious, Keith. You say 6 wide receivers instead of 7. Now, does that mean 6 plus a punt returner? Because DeAndre Carter's got to make the team.
I think that 6th wide receiver is going to be your punt returner.
Ooh, that really cuts it short.
Unless they give Peyton Barr, or not Peyton Barr, but Jarrett Patterson a try returning punts.
I think that this game is going to tell.
Yeah,
see Patterson doing that.
Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you what, I don't need to see anything else. DeAndre Carter has been rolling with punt returns,
Right.
and I don't know what the holdup would be. That's why I would hope if they're going to keep 6, that means plus a punt returner. So I want to see that. I want to see some play out of William Jackson and Kendall Fuller just to see that they.
I would lean more towards the 6 plus a punt returner. I would
like that
because I didn't take punt returning into consideration when I said that. But I think that's all you're going to get. But then again, too, they did have Patterson, back there returning too.
Kickoff.
So right.
Different.
So it is different than punt returner, obviously. But we're going to see. I think we're going to see what they plan on doing after this game tomorrow.
I'm just curious to watch the whole weekend because I have no idea how any of these NFL coaches are approaching this. Usually the third preseason game is the dress rehearsal, but are they going to treat it like the fourth when nobody even shows up to the stadium?
Yeah, that's a very good point. We mentioned it before. Who knows how they're going to lay this out? I mean, obviously,
it's seen more as a scrimmage, isn't it? Really, it's like a tryout scrimmage for the fringe guys. Really, I mean, I know I said I wanted to see the ones play. That's just from my perspective. I want our ones to get as many minutes, but kind of get what you guys are saying. It's going to be a glorified scrimmage with fans there and people trying out to get a roster spot. Don't expect to turn up as the play. They're going to set play designs to see, right, let's test this guy in this set. Let's test this guy in that. You're not going to see Terry running down the sidelines, catching like 90, 100, bombs down the, no one's going to be doing that tomorrow.
This is more individualized than it is for the whole entire
and it's going to be, and the play calling is going to be set to that.
Exactly.
How many packages can we insert this player here, and does he hold more value than
and they might run the same plays with different players to say, right, we've tried you in this, and that's going to be the whole game. You might sit there as a fan thinking, oh my god, this is really boring, but seeing it from Scott Turner and Ron Rivera's and Jack Del Rio's point of view, they're probably thinking, right, this is what we need to see. This is more for us. Okay, it's a preseason game, but this is more for us to see, right? And you can guarantee come the end of that fourth quarter or even halfway through that game, they'll know. They'll be like, right, he's gone, he's staying.
Shoot, I would suggest right now that all the starting spots are already filled.
Absolutely.
There's no question about him except for punt return, which I'm hoping is DeAndre Carter. But other than that, it's probably number 40, 42 through 53 that they're looking at.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. And there's a long time before the season starts.
Andy, I want to see the starters play as much as possible because I'm driving 3 hours up there to watch the game with my son. No. So that's kind of I definitely am super focused on this wide receiver battle. These 5, 6.
5, 6, and 7,
and possibly 7 if that punt returner is going to play out. I'm really interested on these backup defensive backs too. I think you have to look at the safeties. Who are they going to keep after McCain, Landon Collins, and Cam Curl? Troy Apke has he cemented his spot on this as a cornerback from everything that I've been hearing. Yeah, and that's scary to be honest with you.
You'd like to think no, but based on last season, but from what I've read today, and it amazed me. What they've seen of him in preseason. You guys know more than me. You've seen obviously a little bit more than me.
He's been awful.
Preseason, I was literally about to say that preseason he's been terrible. All these reporters you see tweeting during the day, oh, Troy Apke's just made this amazing catch. But I don't give a fuck what he does on the training field.
Right,
he can look good on the training field.
Translate to the game.
Do it on a Sunday.
I never want to cheer for a Washington football player to do bad.
No,
but the thought of Troy Apke making this team and have any significant playing time scares the shit out of me.
But we slandered Steve Sims for everything he's done.
Apke's
in the same realm as Sims. For me, he got bashed from me, and quite rightly got kicked out of the team and not hearing him. And all this, he's gone somewhere else now. Apke's in the same mold as him from last season. He, couldn't make a tackle. He couldn't catch a ball. He's not good enough to play in the NFL, in my opinion.
He's not. Maybe if it's just special teams, but do you keep a guy that can just play special teams? I don't think so.
You can get anyone to just maybe do that.
I'm not an Apke supporter by any means, but I honestly have to say that it's really tough for us fans to sit back here and say that someone, and I'm not picking on you, John, you're not the only one that said it.
Say it. I'll say
everyone has trashed Apke.
I'll take it.
Yeah. I mean, I have to listen.
I have to say that
He's
there
earned
has to be something there. He's earned it for his bad play. There's no question about that. But
and I know where you're going with this.
We're
and
going to stick to the Enron we trust. There has to be something there that is keeping this man on the team. And I know people I hate you, John. I love you so much though. But
keep his throat on the team.
But I'm saying we can sit here all day. Like, I can't do what Troy Apke does.
You're right. You're right.
I mean, I can suck. But
whoa, that's a whole different podcast.
Hey,
he's the ambassador. He's got to
catch me on
Only. Now I know how he got that ambassador's job. Ambassador OnlyFans, $12.99
He knows
a
Jason
month, folks. I know Jason.
Listen, you immature ass people, all of you are so damn immature. I'm a grown ass man, and we got a grown ass man over here, Jason Wright.
Oh,
shit. The truth, though.
You were making a point, I think, right?
I was trying to. I'm going to stick to I don't want to stick to the Enron we trust, because I do believe that coaches are susceptible to making mistakes.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. If they were all perfect, then we'd be winning Super Bowls every year. Right. So I don't want to go that route. But I do want to say, though, that there's people on that team that obviously see something in this guy to keep him on the team.
It's just practice.
Well, and so maybe that there's growth. So maybe they see some growth from last year. I mean, really, honestly, in my opinion, with Troy Apke, the only way that you could go is up at this point, right?
That's true.
So, I mean, I feel like he hit rock bottom. He was terrible. He just, it was terrible. So I'm just going to stick to that, where like, I'm going to reserve like saying people don't need to be here or there or shouldn't be on the team, only because it's hard for me to say, because there's obviously something there. And again, going back to the Steven Sims, people saw things there, right?
In his rookie year.
Okay, but
and then dined out on that.
He showed it on the field.
He was a preseason hero too,
No,
so
he was regular season in the.
We should apparently keep him because he couldn't dance well.
Right, but again, so he didn't develop. Okay, so now it's time to cut losses, and I think that that's the same thing with Troy Apke. Is the guy's got speed? That is his number one
attribute.
Attribute. So there's something there. So maybe these guys who are not starting are on this team to try to develop. We do it for quarterbacks. Why don't we do it for other players?
Well, for
is my
4
point.
years.
Huh?
I mean, quarterback is the hardest position in professional sports.
Sure.
Can we agree to that?
Yeah, we can agree to that. But I'm just saying, sure, it takes 4 years. I mean, again, this is probably a stupid comparison, but my son is huge at 10 years old, but he ain't out there dominating. He's got to learn it. And they're going to say, well, is it going to take him 4 years? It might, because but he's
other people. But he's learning it where he's meant to learn it. He's learning everything.
I know, and that's why I said it's probably a silly ass comparison, but it's the only thing that I could was.
Yeah, it was
whatever. Jason Wright.
All right, fellas. Well, we need to take a break and pay the bills. So enjoy another little episode from the Mulettes.
Howdy, friends, and welcome once again to another episode of America's favorite family, the Mulettes. Today we find Skeeter over to Dwayne's trailer home where they's getting ready to watch the Dallas Cowboys on TV.
Oh, dang, Dwayne. Thanks for inviting me over to watch the Cowboys on Hard Knocks. This here's gonna be fun.
Hell yeah, Skeeter. I done got us some pretzels and some beer, and it's gonna look great on this here 75-inch TV.
Oh, goddamn, Dwayne. That is a big-ass TV to have in a single-wide trailer.
You daggone
this
right
is gonna be badass. I love it when the Cowboys is on Hard Knocks.
Oh, hell yeah, me too. It come on in a couple minutes. Give me the remote.
Oh, dang, Dwayne. Hard Knocks on HBO. When'd you go get HBO?
I didn't. I'm stealing it from my neighbor's cable.
Do what? Your neighbor?
Yep. This afternoon I done went out and run a cable off a splitter, and he don't know nothing.
God damn it, Dwayne. You is just so goddamn stupid.
Oh, go on, Skeeter. He ain't gonna know nothing.
God damn it, Dwayne. I'm your goddamn neighbor.
Well, yeah,
I ain't got no dang HBO.
What?
Oh, my God.
God damn it, Skeeter. Why the hell not?
God damn it, Dwayne, because I'm just like you. I ain't got no job. How am I supposed to afford HBO?
Don't blame me because you ain't got HBO.
It
ain't my fault you done married that big fat bitch. I mean, if you did have HBO, we watching the Cowboys on Hard Knocks right now.
Oh, shut the hell up, Dwayne. You is so goddamn stupid.
At least I'm making an effort.
Yeah, you come from my same mama.
Go on, Skeeter.
And we're back. I hope you enjoyed another episode.
You're not getting out of the ugly comment. You're still ugly.
I am ugly. I ain't gonna do
The
that. But you know what?
Mulettes.
I attract beautiful women.
That's true. You do.
Personality goes a long way.
So there's a lot of lager. And
so I want to get back.
Jesse don't know what to do. Jesse's like, whatever. Moving along.
I'll rate you some notes there, Jesse.
Something popped up on my screen. I want to get back to the wide receiver battle real quick. Look, we know the top four. Obviously, it's Terry, it's Curtis, it's De'Ami Brown, and it's Adam Humphries. There was on our group chat some people saying that Humphries still could be a surprise cut, and there is a less than zero shot of that happening because he is our first our first team slot receiver. He's our number one slot receiver. And when Curtis comes back, he is going to be moved all over the field. He's going to be interchangeable. He's going to be in the backfield. He's going to be the Z, the Y, the X, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So you're not going to cut, your number one slot receiver. I just don't see that happening. Now, after Humphries we have Cam Sims, which we spoke about, and then Gandy Golden. And here's the interesting thing I think about these two guys is they're almost the same player in my book. Does Ron want to keep both of them? Do you guys think? Andy, I'll start with you.
I think Gandy Golden's got the best chance of being kept on the roster, in my opinion. From what I've seen, obviously we only see what people have been at training camp and seen far more than me. Keep seeing it up close and personal. I think all the things I'm hearing, all the things I'm seeing, and again, what you guys said earlier, tomorrow night might be key for that. I personally think AGG offers you that little bit more from what I've seen of him for the speed that he has. And he was, when he first come to the team, everyone was raving about him, the potential he had. We're putting him on that pedestal before we'd really seen much of him in Washington. So for me, I'm going to go. I think AGG. I think he'll be the one.
I loved the pick when we drafted him. He's not necessarily known for his speed, but for his catch ability. He came in to be drafted to get those 50-50 balls. Sort of like what Josh Doxson was supposed to be. That never really turned out. Yeah, exactly. And to be honest with you, he's been very, very disappointing in that aspect. And yes, we saw some life last week. Hopefully that continues. I don't want to necessarily give up on AGG, but he has not moved the needle for me whatsoever. Keith, I'll go to you. What do you think the comparisons between Cam Sims and AGG? And do you think Ron needs to keep both of them?
I don't think he needs to keep both because I think that what you have guys out there that can do exactly, if not more than what Cam Sims has been doing, in my opinion. I think AGG stays. If they were looking to get rid of him, they probably would have cut him around the same time they did Harmon. I'll say to this, a lot of people question why Harmon got cut. And my personal opinion, there was definitely something medical there that can't be discussed.
Very possible. Yeah.
So I don't think that it was Harmon's abilities. I just think that there was something medical there that was stopping it. So they went ahead and cut their ties. I think AGG's youth is going to one up over Cam Sims. It's why I said that I think Cam Sims could be a surprise cut. Also, I don't think enough people talk about this, and I don't have stats in front of me because, if I would have been a little bit more prepared, I could have.
Hey, we got jobs, right? We have to work.
Hey, listen, I got all day to sit there and Google search, like my buddy Tim Lawler. I love you, Tim. So, anyways, some of these bottom tier receivers that stay on the team, you also got to think about the connection that they possibly have with the number twos quarterback. right? Because if you also have Fitzpatrick that goes down, right? Fitzpatrick probably isn't always on the same page with all the other receivers, but if you look, you have Kyle Allen who was connecting with AGG with no issues. So again, I'm not saying Kyle Allen's going to be number 2, even though I think he is in my professional opinion, but I could be absolutely 100% wrong. I'm just not in love with Heineke. I don't think that I've seen better out of Heineke in my opinion, but again, I'm just a stupid fan sitting on a couch watching TV like everyone else. But again, I do feel that some of these receivers get kept not only because they showed good production in preseason, but also do they connect with the number 2 quarterback? Possibly, so if they're going to show good, decent production with the number 1 quarterback, but then also excel with the number 2, keep them on, and I don't think enough people analyze that enough, to be honest. And some people are probably like, what is this guy talking about? You might be right, but I just think it happens because, again, some of these receivers that have been on this squad for a while, I didn't feel ever connected with the ones, but as soon as the number 2 quarterback comes in, boom, they're coming out of nowhere catching balls. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about chemistry.
I had people telling me this week that, Cam Sims was the number 2 wide receiver last year, and that's pretty damn good on an NFL team. And I'm like, did you notice last year's wide receivers? Anybody other than named Terry could go into a freaking glad bag and thrown out by the curb for fucking Goodwill to pick up because they were junk. Here you go. The only 2 receivers that were not named Terry that even got drafted were AGG, who got 7 targets and 1 catch before he got hurt, and Dontrell Inman. Do you even remember he was on the freaking team?
That's why Logan Thomas done so well though, because they were like, geez, we haven't got much.
There's nobody to throw to.
There's no one else to throw to. Well, Logan's here, let's throw him the ball. And that's why he maybe done so well, because we were so bad at wide receiver last year.
Not only that, but you got Alex Smith, who he's a good quarterback. He's a smart guy. He just can't throw it more than 50 feet. So you got Logan Thomas that's close to the line of scrimmage, being able to give him that big target.
Fair play.
I think that AGG, I agree, is probably going to get the spot. His draft status matters. I don't care what Ron said. When people made a big deal out about Ron saying, he said draft status doesn't matter. It's right, because he's got 8 days of camp left, or 8 days left before he's got to make any decisions. You think he's going to tell these guys to lay down? No, he's not going to tell them anything like that. But I do think it matters. I think it mattered to Kelvin Harmon. And by the way, I think you're right about maybe a medical issue. Has he even gotten a call from anybody?
No. Steve Sims got picked up. Steve Sims. He got picked up by the Bills.
Well, that's because they have a slot receiver who's probably going to spend 4 or 5 games in freaking COVID isolation this year. So they need something. Also, if Hemingway's penis didn't get cut, he could make a play at wide receiver. He is long, from what I've heard. Isn't that true there?
All right, Andy, what's your... I already went to you.
I'm not finished.
I'm done. I've gone. Yeah.
I think it boils down to potential.
The big penis is throwing Jesse off everyone.
Well, it always does.
Yeah, same old story.
But look, it comes down to potential versus the ceiling. Have you seen Cam Sims' ceiling? Do you think maybe we've seen the best we're going to get out of him?
I think so. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
They say the same about AGG, though, don't they? A lot of people, and I'm like, no, I don't think. I think this guy's got something. I really do.
I think there's no way they could possibly be able to say that about AGG. He had 7 targets last year before he got hurt. 7 times they threw him the ball, and frankly, if you remember them, they were kind of funky, weird-looking plays. Nothing really that.
What I heard, I think I heard, and he just wasn't ready throughout the season. I think, I understand why they're giving him a chance. They're giving him every opportunity because he was a draft pick, and that makes sense. I just need to see something from him. I need to. Yeah,
I'd like to see a lot of time out of him.
I put out a tweet a few days ago that I want him to have to play 100% of the snaps this game. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. I want him out there. I want to see him in a full game, and I will reserve judgment until then. But as of right now, it just doesn't do it for me.
No,
you're going to say.
I'll tell you what, though. Well, but let me finish real quick. Last week we saw the 1 touchdown. All right, which when you're looking at preseason, a lot of it doesn't matter. But when you see individual play, he used that big body. He boxed that dude out, and he muscled the ball away from him in a 1-on-1 situation, and that's what you want to see. So,
Absolutely.
I agree. Let's see him play a lot.
I'm not ready to throw AGG to the dumpster. I mean, we haven't seen enough to make that decision.
Definitely not.
Yeah. No.
Go win the job, Cam Sims.
Agreed.
Go win the job.
But yeah, it's I think it should be one or the other between Cam and AGG, to be honest with you, and then take that 6th spot and use it for DeAndre Carter, and then you have another spot, because you got to find somehow to get Jarrett Patterson on the field too, because I don't think they're getting rid of Peyton Barber. I don't think you can. You shouldn't, because we saw Antonio Gibson try to get do some short yardage plays last game, and that really didn't work out for him. So you need to have Peyton Barber, but we need to somehow get Patterson on the team, and if that means you got to carry 4 running backs to do so. You got to, because he will get picked up.
About Patterson, have we seen him on special teams in a defender's role? Has he been going down for punts or going down for kickoffs?
No, I think all we've seen him is for kickoff.
Carter's been the one for returns. I think that's it.
Yeah.
And I think
I mean going down as a defender.
Oh no, I don't think so. No,
I haven't noticed. Not that I've noticed. What did you say, Keith?
No, that's what I was going to say. I think that's where he shows his value, is not only is he that Barber type running back, and when I say that, it's just guy's not afraid to hit and keep pushing his feet moving forward to get those extra couple yards.
He burrows.
Right. Sorry, but he also shows
that down underneath there.
Yeah. He also shows that extra value, at returning kickoffs. So yeah. I think there's definitely going to be a spot on the team, but I think we're not going to keep 7, wide receivers is to fill in that spot.
You're just running out of the numbers, because there's still a big battle with the defensive backs, both cornerback and safeties.
Safety.
You're going to keep 9 offensive linemen. I'm saying Reyes, Bates, and Logan Thomas. Those are my 3 tight ends. I'm only keeping 3 tight ends. And I don't think you're going to get rid of Bates. I mean, no. Excuse me, Reyes. I meant Reyes. You're not going to get rid of Reyes. I think they want to keep him. I think they like him there. He's our most physical tight end. So this is a numbers game, guys, and people are going to get cut that we don't expect, that we don't want, but we have to trust the coaches.
You know who Reyes reminds me of?
Ricky Ricardo.
When I was 25.
No.
Ricky Martin.
Definitely not you. Aaron Hernandez.
A little bit.
Without the, I hope you don't end up the same way.
Without without the murders, without the murders. I don't know. I just feel like he can be that tough physical. Tight end.
I think you're right, and I think the future is probably bright if he keeps progressing like he does. I think he could be. If
he makes the team, he's not going to be on the field often.
Not often, no. Unless there's injuries.
Goal line situations,
Yeah, I could see it. So
2 tight end sets here.
Has anyone, because I haven't really paid attention, I mean, how is his blocking?
That's what the coaches are raving about.
So that's where the physical part is coming in.
He is very physical. And I think that's what they were worried about.
You are better than Tim. That is one of the best videos I've ever seen.
That was so pathetic. My God. That's what the coaches were raving about. It's just how physical he was on the line and just pushing people around. And I think they were worried about that a little bit coming in, because he never put on pads and really blocked anybody before. So he's definitely progressing in that area. Now let's get him being able to catch the ball. The guy's athletic scores off the charts.
Yeah.
So.
And he's raw as well. He's got that raw, he's new. He's just, everything's so new to him.
We have one of the,
let him loose when you have to. Obviously, you don't, he's not going to see much of the field, but
obviously we have one of the best tight end coaches in the game.
I haven't heard him.
We have one of the best tight end coaches in the game, and he saw something from him. So that's got to give you some hope that he's going to turn into something in the future. All right. Next,
I think so.
We have our weekly segment of Keith's Corner. Keith, the microphone is yours. Let's see what you got, man.
Yeah, so I have nothing special. I just wanted to talk about sorry, Andy. I know week 1 is still in question, but I really just wanted to throw out there because I haven't talked much about it. I've got a lot of other stuff going on, but week 1 red zone tailgating with the hog farmers is still on. everybody who is at this game, come on over to Red Zone. Initially, what we're going to do, what a lot of people, what I haven't talked about is obviously we're going to grill up some hot dogs. Everybody come over and eat. Listen, we're not going to be hounding anyone for any donations whatsoever. Come get a hot dog, come get some pork roll, because we're bringing some New Jersey's finest pork roll that I know a lot of you maybe haven't tried, but you're going to try. Absolutely. So that's a fight in New Jersey, by the way, because Taylor ham and there's different types of pork roll. Is it Taylor ham or is it pork roll?
What's a pork roll?
It's kind of like a salami. It's a breakfast meat.
Correct.
Okay. Is what it is.
Okay. Correct. And so anyways, basically going to give it out to the fans who come on over. We're going to be grilling nonstop until the game starts. So come on over, grab yourself some Keith specials, just to thank you. And then
it's a sausage party, Andy.
And then of course, if you would like to donate to the foundation, you're more than welcome to. We are accepting donations, but don't feel compelled if you eat. Honestly, a lot of the Twitter folks, including you, Andy, you and the UK guys got together, got some money and sent it over, and we couldn't be any more thankful. Listen, we feel bad because we do feel like we do dig in a lot of people's pockets. And constantly we're trying to think, we're trying to think of different ways where everyone can benefit, so there's some good stuff in the works, but at the end of the day,
really quickly there, Keith, I think to benefit is just to see these kids with just what you do for the kids. That's the benefit that we got as a UK. Right. Just speaking for us, I know you obviously, you might get some beef for it on Twitter and stuff, but
sure,
the benefit is, there is more to life than football. And when you post about these kids, I know Carl mentioned it on this week's Burgundy Zone, they mentioned the young lad, and it brings a tear to your eye. So don't ever feel bad about asking for money, because when it comes to kids with the pediatric cancer, my friend, all day long, when we can, I literally got together with the UK guys and go, hey, look, let's help these guys out. $160. It's not a lot, but and
you guys did it out of nowhere. You know what I mean? And that's why I said, every dollar helps, because the way the process goes and what a lot of people, don't know about is we do get referrals. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm responsible for the referrals. I get in contact with the families. I set up the Facebook group messenger chats. A lot of time these families also add us to their, home Facebooks, and we get to truly know the families. There's phone conversations that go on. And what ends up happening from there is we do send out care packages, but also we're looking to do, and we are doing other things behind the scenes to help families that we're not going to broadcast out to the Twitter world, but we want to do more. And in order to do more, you have to grow. And in order to grow, you have to be structured. You have to understand your roles. And that's the process that we're currently in now, because they're growing larger every single day, and now it's up to us to determine how can we do big time charities, fundraising events, doing one a quarter, and so that way we can do a lot more than care packages and all these small things that we're doing. But if a family reaches out because they're going through rough times, how can we continue to keep funding to help them? And to me, I will always say it's quality over quantity. The more people that we can help as an organization, to me, is the most important. And a lot of people will give me slack. They will say, oh, look at that rah-rah
Keep
fan
coming.
out there. I'll tell you what, man, I have no problem looking goofy on game day if it means that I'm there helping kids, and that's just the bottom line. And listen, I don't need to be on camera.
Goofy. It looks great. You will be on camera.
And listen, no, I won't be, because I don't sit in their section, but I don't need to be on camera, right?
They were on TV last week.
The only time I ever want to be on camera is when they see my bibs when I put it on. The other guys, and this is no offense to the other guys, but the other guys got the Washington football team logo, and they got I'm all pediatric cancer, all hog farmers. If I'm ever for any reason on TV, I want to know that that's the reason why I'm on TV, and have people understand. There's so many people out there that have no idea who the hog farmers are. We think everyone knows the hog farmers because we're all in our Twitter bubble, but The average fan on game day has no idea.
Nope.
And I need to figure out a way, and we've been talking about this, is how can we get people to even question hog farmers? What is that? Because right now they look at it and they think that, we're a play off the Hogettes, right? Because we have our ears and but they don't know that it's an actual charitable organization. And that's the message that I want to get to on game day. Absolutely. And so if that means that I'm tailgating and I'm talking to people that I've never met before, letting them know who we're about, I'm good with that. And if people want to, trash me for, looking goofy or whatever the case may be, see ya. Because at the end of the day, I don't care. It's all about them kids to me. And
hogfarmercharity.org.
Yep. And I couldn't be more thankful that these guys, and listen, there's some people, and they've just recently been saying it too, like, how do I not fit the standards? How am I, but this guy does. Listen, this guy does. It has
to be about me.
Exactly. I'll tell you why I fit the standards, because I'm badass. That's why I'm badass, and I care about people. Right.
He knows Jason Wright. God damn it.
And I know Jason Wright. No one's gonna really know what that even means. So listen, once the season starts, Keith's Corner will get a little bit more fiery, because I'm gonna get mad about the team, and I'm gonna have some things to say.
The second Tamarick Hemingway's penis drops a pass, you are gonna be pissed.
Jesse will be, not me. Yeah. So that's it for Keith's Corner. That's all I got. Come see us at the Red Zone lot. Hold on. Come see us at the Red Zone lot. Come get some pork roll. Come get a hot dog. Don't feel compelled like you have to donate. This is truly a thank you to all the fans, for all of you guys on Twitter who always put in to help us out. Simple as that.
Oh, yeah.
So
what's your question?
You're from Jersey. All right. So you say that there's the debate.
I live in Jersey. I'm not from here.
Right. Okay, so you say that there's a debate. Is it called pork roll? Is it called Taylor ham? The only brand I've ever seen is Taylor. So I don't know anything else. Is there another brand of it that I could try somewhere?
There's several brands.
What's the best one?
I mean, I don't know. That's my wife. She goes to Aldi.
Jesus Christ! I'm asking you for what tastes good, Keith.
I don't know.
Nothing from Aldi tastes
but
good.
It's not Taylor ham. Taylor ham is more up in
Jason Wright's penis.
Taylor ham is up, oh, I hate all of you.
Of course.
I hope that's so loud that blows out all your ears.
Oh, I can fix that.
Oh, thank you.
Real quick before we go, Washington football team unfollowed a whole bunch of people, and
that's the first thing I did when I saw that.
Twitter had a meltdown, and I even saw someone say, "I'm done with the team. This is they've been following me for 10 years. I'm done."
You're okay. If you're the person that did that is listening to us right now, turn the show off.
He does.
Fucking stupid.
He does listen.
Are you really?
Is
he? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, then don't really turn the show off.
No. Please say what you were going to say.
But you're too stupid to freaking be able to. I'm surprised you can figure out how to make the show.
After all the shit the team's put us through, that's made you not want to support the team. After all the trash we've had to watch over the years. They unfollowed me on Twitter. Fuck this, I'm out of here.
That's right. I'll drink the expired beer that they were going to sell me in the stadium, but fuck this.
You're okay with changing the team name to Wolves, but god dang it if you unfollow me.
So are you. So are you.
Yeah, I think that was fucking ridiculous. Like it was funny to watch.
It was funny that they did it overnight too.
Yeah.
Like
everyone
they
woke
waited
up.
Yeah, they waited for everyone to go to sleep, and then they were like, unfollow. Well,
they were like the Baltimore Colts.
Imagine being that poor guy just hitting that button. unfollow. Oh my
I want to know who was the guy that checked it, realized it. Like, is this something that you do? Like, do you have some kind of app that tells you who?
Yes,
there's an app you can get.
You get
You don't get that app, Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
I wouldn't know if anybody ever unfollowed me. I don't give a shit or not. If somebody unfollows me, okay, good. Well, whatever. Bye.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. I hope to see everybody at the Ravens game tomorrow. If you see me, I'll be in section 106 and in 199 because they upgraded my ticket or gave me extra sweet tickets for some reason. Oh, because my gold card was didn't work last game, so Paul hooked me up. So shout out to the team for hooking me up with sweet tickets. I'm taking my son. And yeah, you guys got anything else?
I think I got everything. And we didn't even talk about Taylor Heineke and Allen going for the number 2 spot, which is a big battle this
We
week.
can save that for another day, but let's go ahead and plug Andy's show.
Yeah. Andy Burrows, thank you for coming on, my man. If you listen to this and don't listen to DC Tweet Team, I don't know what the fuck your problem is, but you need to get on it. Danny, what are you doing? What do you got coming up, man?
We have got Zach Selby coming up on Sunday to talk about tomorrow's game. And then we will be back. At the minute, we're doing once a week because work is absolutely kicking my ass. I am up for work in 4 hours and 15 minutes time, gentlemen. We're doing one. I'm trying my best to do one show a week at a minute, but yeah, we'll be back Sunday. And then once the season starts rolling, we'll have our reaction pods straight after the game. And then we'll be back really rolling. But, always a pleasure to come and chop up with you guys.
Sweet. Yeah, man. I always like when you're on. It's going to be interesting to listen to Zach on Sunday. Fresh after the game. That'll be good.
Yeah, be fresh after the game.
Where can the people find you on Twitter? Washington fuck something or brother?
Yeah, at Washington fuck at Washington FC UK1 and at DC Tweet Team 1932. Yeah, my Twitter handle is quite funny.
Nothing confusing about that at all.
No, I've done it as a little play on like the little UK. I wanted the FC in there for football club. And as soon as I'd done it, I thought, oh shit, but it's too late. I was like, well, I've done it now.
No, it's great. Yeah. It's great.
Somehow nearly got 2,000 followers. Somehow, I have no idea how. But at Washington FC UK1. Come check us out.
Awesome. You can catch John at Bang Radio Hour, Keith at KG Skins 26, me at Jesse's 24, JESSYS 24. Hey, past couple shows, I've did it right. Check us out on YouTube. Give us a subscribe and a like, comment. And Tim, we love you, buddy. You can catch us on Google Podcasts, Apple Pods, and every other podcast platform out there. We'll see you on Monday. Hail.
Later.
Do the team.